With such an insatiable appetite for croc skin, it's driven a fashion boom for all things exotic.
Jay, how you doing, man? You alright?
I'm meeting with an old friend of mine, Jay, who owns a huge sneaker accessory brand and has borrowed a pair of trainers that you certainly couldn't get on the high street.
So these are the Nike Air Jordan 1s, dubbed the Brooklyn Zoos.
Yeah.
The trainers are not made by Nike, but have been specially customized for the luxury market.
Literally on the inside, you've got pair 7 of 10.
Right.
There literally are only 10 pairs of these.
Seriously, it's no joke.
How much are these selling for?
At the moment, you can get them from anywhere between 10 and 20 grand. There's 9 different skins.
9 different animals.
9 different animals on this shoe.
But what is it about animal skin specifically that people love so much?
It's the luxury element of it. It's the exclusiveness of it. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can't have these, or you better be prepared to part with some serious money to be able to get these. It's that bragging right, you know?
What is it that made the shoes so famous?
When Jay-Z wore them at the Nets game, if you got a pair of these, you're in a very special club.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And is that club the epitome of luxury then?
Yeah, I would say so. You have got stingray, you got lizard on the tongue, you've got elephant on the side.
Well, hang on, that elephant skin is something you don't hear.
Well, this is it. I've never seen it before the shoe either. You've got boa on there, you've got crocodile, you have ostrich on the side here, python.
Much of the world's python skin comes from Indonesia. Indonesia makes up 2% of the Earth's land, but its rich jungles provide the fashion industry with over 14% of its exotic skins. Many of them come from the island of Java.
Yeah? Yes, Reggie, nice to meet you, man. Thank you for having me. Should we make a move?
Diane is a local wildlife photographer who's going to take me to a python hunter.
We're going to Ciperna, where the snake hunter lives. It's about 40 minutes from here.
Look at the state of his face. Look, that's the face of someone who isn't looking forward to meeting pythons. Okay, so everyone's out. Hello?
Our snake catcher is called Ahmad.
Oh, this guy. Hello.
He provides for his family by catching pythons in the wild and selling them.
Are you the only person in your family that catches snakes? This is Dad, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever been bitten?
Yeah.
Oh, what is it? A cobra. Wow.
Dia pulang ke rumah, diikat, disobek pakai silet, dan sembuh, pulang.
With that in mind, it's time to go hunting. And we're not the only hunters on the way to Snake Central.
So, is this what they're actually going to put the snakes in?
Ya,
How are you supposed to get that around the snake?
ini ular.
Ah, sneaky.
And we're off.
Doesn't look like the bus driver's waiting around. We've got to literally scarper to get on. Well, this is a bit tight, isn't it? And there's a whole bunch of snake catchers everywhere.
1 hour later, the hunt begins.
They're already looking in the bushes now.
The snake we're looking for is called a reticulated python. It can grow up to 8 meters long. It kills by squeezing things to death. It's immensely strong.
And the only bit of self-defense I've got is a torch.
So they're following the river bank. If they find a hole, it's a snake's house.
Okay. He's taking his shoes off. Surely that can't be the smartest idea. Should be telling you, man. Watch your step. your bare hands. Look at that.
Alami pakai tangan.
You just caught with your hands. Why are you laughing? This is insane. How long is this?
3 meteran ini, ada 3 meteran. 3 meter lebih.
Oh, oh man, it's wrapping around me, look. It's got me. Oh my god. This is mad. Look at
Kembang,
that.
ini kembang tuh, sanca kembang.
So is this a good one then?
Ya.
Yes. Ini bagus Pak ya.
Ya bagus ini.
How much do you think this is going to be worth?
Ini sekitar 300-an.
$25. Whoa.
Ayo masuk, masuk. Ayo masuk. Masuk. Yuk.
And it's not just snakes they're hunting.
Dimakan.
And how many of those would you catch in a night?
4 kilo, 5 kilo dapat.
Wow, you guys are just you're catching everything here.
If these guys are doing this every night, I'm surprised there's anything left.
They might have found another snake.
Ya, there we go. Nanti, biar turun naik. Wah. Wah. Woi. Ada. Mana.
What sort of snake is this? Is it another python?
Ini sanca kembang sama yang tadi.
Wow, it's absolutely gorgeous. So this is the skin that they were all paying the money for, right? Beautiful.
Oh enggak, iya, tinggal ditarik.
Tarik pakai tangan.
Pakai ini. Gini.
Oh, we will.
Now let's just get it in the barrel. Get it in the barrel.
Nanti dulu. Ini dulu.
Head first. Oh God, I forget there's another one in there already.
Ayo, masuk.
Masuk.
Ayo, masuk. Masuk ke rumah.
You know, when you look at the skin, and you look at the colour of it, and you look at how beautiful it is, and how individual each section of this is, you can understand why people want it. You can understand why people are catching them, and why these designer labels are putting them all over their bags.
Masuk ke rumah.
But it's a living creature. This is a creature that was minding its own business 10 minutes ago, and now suddenly the beginning of its journey to becoming somebody's purse begins right here.
And it's just a tiny part of $1 billion trade. The next morning, we arranged to meet Ahmed. The locals call this place Snake Village. He's brought in last night's catch.
I know that face. Hello. How you doing? All of you fit on this one little bike. It's unbelievable. And what's in there?
Piton.
So how many of these pythons are actually still alive?
3.
You got 3 in there.
All of the animals taken from the nearby jungle are brought here.
Oh man, looks like the work's all happening in here. Looks like frogs. I didn't even realise. There's tons of them getting stripped, cut into pieces, and what looks like being cleaned for cooking, I guess. It's a lot of frogs. Is that snakeskins?
Yes.
It is. So many. Oh my goodness, look at this.
The owner of this factory is Jamari.
Hey. Hello, Reggie. Nice to meet you. Wow, what are these? Are these python skins?
Iya. Python.
And how long ago were these brought to you?
Prosesnya. Sudah berapa lama di sini? Oh, di sini udah 3 jam. Udah obrak.
And how many days has this been out in the sun?
5 jam.
It's just 5 hours.
Iya.
Right. It's really strange seeing the skins at this stage of the process, because right now they just feel a million miles away from the animals that we caught last night. This just feels like bits of paper. And look at that, he's just folding up a huge python. Look, that's like 3 or 4 pythons in an elastic band.
Ahmed will get paid per meter for his 3 pythons, so Jamari needs to measure up.
I've never seen anything like this before in my life. I mean, he's literally just grabbing the snake by its neck so he can stretch it out to measure it.
3 meters, precisely.
Any mark on the skin decreases how much the big brands will pay.
He's got a live python in his hand. He's not even thinking about it. This, I guess, is really normal for him. Whoa. What colour on this?
It's dark.
Whoa. This one's a tricky one. Did he just nearly bite you?
Yes. 5 meter.
It's big.
Berapa harganya kilometer, Pak?
Ahmed will get around $80 for last night's catch. This gets shared with the other hunters. But once skins are turned into even the smallest luxury items, their value can increase massively.
Take care. Take care.
For Ahmed, it's the end of his involvement. But there are thousands of hunters like him all over Indonesia.
Looks like there's another seller here now.
Oh yeah.
Look how many he's got. Wow.
The amount of animals that are being brought in is staggering.
And there's more. No way. So we've got 2 pythons
Yeah, Pak.
and then lots of smaller snakes. In any other circumstance, I'd help you carry them in.
Anak pastinya. Iya, 5 menit satu gigitan pasti orangnya mati.
And why is he so confident that the cobra is not going to bite him, even though he's smacking it?
Lo bisa dicium, Mas.
Moving on from the sideshow, I ask if they've noticed a drop in numbers in the jungle.
Ternak hari telur sih udah biasa segitu, cuman ularnya yang kurang. Kalau dulu kan banyak ularnya, cuman banyak anaknya.
Is there actually a cap for the amount of snakes that can come through his business per month or per year?
Kan ada surat-suratnya izin dari kehutanannya tuh harus ada.
And once you've got a license, you can take as many animals as you want.
Smaller snakes and other reptiles aren't skinned for their skin, but for their meat, which demands high prices once it reaches China. Oh my goodness.
It's another thing to add to my I've never seen before list. There's buckets full of snake meat and what looks like smashed up frog meat, all in one big bucket, and then there are vats of snakes being cooked.
Itu lihat ya.
Now the time has come to slaughter last night's snakes.
I don't really want to walk through the door because on the other side of the door is a bit of the process that I'm yet to see, and it's happening now. So, do you know what? I'm not going to lie to you guys. Everybody behind the camera right now is going, go in, go in. But everything inside me is saying, stay right here. Come on in. Come on. Oh my God. Alright, so the snake is fighting for its life literally right now while the killer just grabs it, holds it still and gives it a poke up the nose, and that's it. It's like there's this weird popping noise when it finally gets all the way in, and the minute you hear it, it just stops fighting. That, to me, really isn't humane at all. Oh. It's awful. So he's just pulled this hose out. I thought he was washing the snake down, but he's just put the hose in the snake's mouth. So the snake that's just been killed is now being filled with water. Why is that?
Supaya mengembang. Kulitnya supaya mengembang. Supaya lebar.
Look, it's still moving. Why is that?
It's not alive, but the nerve system still working.
Look how much it's moving.
Memang biasa begitu, Mas.
The snake's slow metabolism means that nerves may react long past slaughter. It's hard to say 100% that the snake doesn't feel any pain.
Seeing a snake be killed by a long piece of metal through its nose, if it doesn't put you off, there's something wrong with it.
The pythons are now left full of water for a couple of hours and then skinned.
This has to be one of the most shocking things I think I've ever seen.
It's time to leave Snake Village. It's been an eye-opening few hours. The way the snakes are killed is brutal, but I was also struck by how many were being taken from the wild. And there must be hundreds of other villages just like this all over the country.
Whoa. Oh my God.
There is now a fierce argument between wildlife experts over whether there are enough wild pythons to sustain the huge amount being caught, killed, skinned, and exported. To find out for myself, I've come to the capital of Indonesia, Jakarta, to meet wildlife expert Kintan in the city's pet markets.
Look at the size of this place. It just goes and goes, doesn't it?
Yep. The Jatinegara market is one of the biggest and also one of the most notorious markets in Jakarta.
There's primates down there, there's monkeys.
Yes, they know it's not supposed to be for sale.
The police actually ever get involved?
Unfortunately, that's not something that they regularly do.
Right. In your opinion then, where would you say the majority of these animals are being taken from?
So 95% of the animals being traded are caught from the wild.
Kintan is particularly concerned over how Indonesia's python population is currently being threatened.
Indonesia has a quota of 175,000 for hunted pythons. It's regulated under the Convention on International Trade in Endangered Species, or CITES, but we don't have the mechanism to kind of trace that regulation and enforce it.
So they have a quota, but there are concerns over how adequate the policing really is.
In certain places, you cannot find these anymore in the wild. They used to be there in abundance.
No way.
Yeah.
So that many have been taken, you can't just, you literally can't find them anymore. So they're essentially extinct in that area.
The problem is the illegal trade is so rampant, there's probably as much illegal pythons being caught as there are legal or under the quota.
Yeah, there's just this massive grey area and there's no way of knowing for sure where these animals are coming from.
And therefore it's really hard to claim complete sustainability on a product made from snakeskin. It's a very bleak picture for Indonesian wildlife.
Yeah, it's really sad. Really sad. It really feels as though there are no rules here. You know, this is the Wild West of animal sale, because these animals predominantly aren't coming from farms. You know, they're being caught in the wild and sold on for a profit, not a great profit at that. Education needs to be put in place because it's not a bottomless pit. You know, these animals won't be here forever if there isn't regulation.